Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, like defender of the fatherland, offer you to a glorious 1v1 on Nexus. In the east, it is Batonchik fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 2nd Panzerdivision, and west it is VonIvan fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 5th Armored Division tasked with clearing out the Germans in this sector. He's got Armor Company with assault engineers, elite vehicle cruise upgrades, M10 Wolverine tank destroyers, the 105 bullets Sherman and howitzer barrages, versus Batonchik with Jaeger Lightning upgrades, tactical movement, relief infantry, Tiger tanks, and Stuart close air support. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my own company heroes, my page supporters. Without them and their support, the Propagandacast would simply not be possible. So big thanks to all of those. Other people can join the ranks of our page on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal to support the worth and the glorious Propagandacast. Links in the description. Finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, just having a nice time in the comment section is a great way to also help the Propagandacast by, getting a bit more engagement for the YouTube algorithm bots. So, Rifle Squad Assault Engineer start here for VonIvan, leading in with aggression, freedom, democracy. Grease guns versus a Grenadier MG42 for Batonchik, Kar-90Ks and MG42s. Name a more iconic duo. So, Grand Western point here with the assault engineers. The grease gun there was basically a submachine gun meant to replace the Thompson submachine gun. As well, the Thompson, of course, was good. It was kind of expensive and kind of heavy. So they kind of ended up wanting to make it a machine gun that was in part just cheaper to make and also a bit lighter. And so the grease gun came out that basically found the same round but with a overall low rate of fire. But also more easy to manage. But there you go, Rifle Squad suppressed thing for 2 grenades moving in here. Second Rifle Squad almost on there for VonIvan. And there you go. Oh, straight to the MG42 here. Their Batonchik was ready for that push here by the assault engineers. Or at least something there. Suppressing the entire unit. Rapidly they're pulling behind the cover here to get unsuppressed. Got worked up north. Rifle Squad retreats here. Interestingly enough, you'd figure just beat the grenades up closer, but something must have happened there for VonIvan to scare him off. South Squad Rifle there bound. And the further south, they got the punish from some sandbags there. Machine moving up. Part way up north here for VonIvan. And a 3rd grenade squad there for Batonchik. Assault engineers falling back southwards here, quickly getting out of the way of that German MG42. Fun fact about the grease gun, it actually still serves alright up in some variations up till I think Operation Desert Storm, where tank crews would still have it as their show say main weapon in case they did have to get out of the tank and fight on foot. So, little fun fact there. Quite a long service history to that little submachine gun. Even if it's just not nearly as iconic as the Thompson. 3rd gun squad for Batonchik. In the south, we got Rifle coming up here, ground southern point here. Grenadiers here fleeing away from the rifle, and the M1 Garands threatening to snuff out the lives. We've got the M42s actually quite exposed to the flank here. Quite bold and confident of Batonchik to just expose it towards the bait direction of most of VonIvan's moves. There you go, pays off the assault engineers. They're caught suppressed here. We'll have to retreat here, the assault engineers, before they get turned into dead engineers. And there you go, routed. Rifle squad with the Grenadiers here. Further south, Pioneers versus the Rifle squad there. Pioneers closing the Rifle squad here, getting gunned down. Fun fact, most Pioneers in the German infantry division or any sort of frontline division would have been assault engineers. Since unlike the Americans who had them sort of separate specialists, the Germans had the Pioneers as an integral part of the unit. Fun fact, Rifle squad with the Grenadiers here. Up close range for the Rifle squad here. Rifle squad at this point is too low on health so they can really fight off there, so they have to retreat. They turn out there for VonIvan. Up north here, Batonchik's Grenadiers starting here for the car front. Very good. Rifle squad here close being bled out there by Batonchik and his men of the 2nd Panzerdivision, 7th Panzer Grenadier Company. Ground back to the southern field point there. Up north, the car front. We got the assault engineers, we got relations there striking for freedom. Ambulance falling up for VonIvan, realizing that despite American doctrinal health care, he needs his men to live. Back here, like to make a nice company up for Batonchik. Probably going to be a 2-2, which is very much standard Wehrmacht metagame doctrine at the moment for most of our players. 3 Grenadiers, 1 MG42 into the 2-2 and a Pak 40. And obviously the actually diverges beyond that though. Could go here for machine gun, you're also planning G33s, which versus the Americans tend to be quite a good investment. We also got a booby trap, but a demo charge here on the car point, basically a booby trap here. M12 relations there. Fun fact though, the Germans were actually like major users of booby traps, and they sort of lay out all kinds of booby traps. In fact, they'd even predict the movements of their opponents to that way further come up with booby traps. Like, say they hit a mine, they would then like, anticipate where the enemy would move after hitting that mine, the survivors, and booby trap that with mines as well there. So, some very devious thoughts there. But anyways, Lieutenant's going to up north here. Batonchik versus VonIvan, there we go. MG42 bunk here covering up the carve point. Bit of an unfortunate tendency of this map and some other maps, like you can technically sort of like, find yourself being like suppressed on a point right next to the opponent's base. Definitely something I'm personally not a big fan of, and I generally dislike in some maps. Like, you shouldn't be able to like, have some of your base, points covered from just the base defenses. I feel like that one is a bit scary. And I was in for the up, we got the armored car there for Batonchik, very much as expected. Meanwhile, we're probably looking at the Stuart Light Tank here for VonIvan, Freedom and Democracy. Assault engineers could be equipped with a flamethrower, but so far are not. Rifle squad advancing in the centre here. Batonchik so far, no upgrades on the grenadiers. They remain just purely equipped with Kar 98Ks. The Karabiner 89 Kurz, as it was more specifically known. Rifle squad that's pressed by the MU42. So, close to that Stuart Lighting. Could have gone for a 50 cal first, to be honest, but still, lots of fuel rush from there. Goes Soldiers pushing for the grenadiers here. Another grenadier squad support still up close to the grease guns there. Will make sure that the grenadiers pushing them back here. Furiously gunned down there. Quick reloading, but a push back here as the armored car comes within line of sight there. The Assault engineers to realise the battle is lost. Goddamn Krats with their goddamn armored cars. Did someone say cars? Get away, Disney. Troops heading out there from VonIvan's base. Stuart Lights in there for VonIvan, the M501 Stuart, and we do get a lot of machines with Batonchik. Apparently, ultimately deciding on the venerable MG42 over the Gewehr 43 to face the Americans with. Still, the Stuart Light Tank will be a significant challenge here for Batonchik. Even with a Pack 40 in particular map like this, there's a lot of ways the Stuart can make it harder for the Pack 42 to line up its guns on it and that way destroy it. Also note again, sort of Batonchik being a fairly active user of the MG42, which, as I always liked it as the Wehrmacht, is quite crucial to Wehrmacht gameplay, is to make good and active use of the MG42 to support your troops as much as possible. Stuart Light Tank almost on there for VonIvan. He could also, I think, benefit a lot from a mortar here, in particular versus that machine gun, but also some other supporting elements. Up north there, fuel being fought over between VonIvan's Riflemen and Batonchik's Grenadiers. Rifle squad routed here, MG42 ready to rip into them. And we do get a mortar for VonIvan. Thumbs up to that. Sonya's holding up. Guessing he doesn't want flamethrowers on them. We do get a bazooka on the Lieutenant. Stuart has also arrived here for Freedom and Democracy. Stuart gets good hit on the Pioneers with his 30mm gun, the crack shot and whole machine, and also tearing into those unfortunate Pioneers alongside the Soldiers. Could be wiping Batonchik. Yep, that's going to happen here. That's going to be a bit of blow there to Batonchik. Means he has no meaty ways of repairing the armoured car for at least a while here, which is great for VonIvan. Of course, just his 200 manpower then has to spend on that. Up north here, fuel put on secured there by VonIvan and the 5th Armoured Division as the Stuart sinks southwards into the Grenadier squad there by the southern fuel point. Gets a fairly good hit there. Second shot there kills Jürgen. Up north, the recently caught by the armoured cars trying to intercept the Grenadiers on the flank. Mortar moving up here, could about the centre. Grenadiers pushed off the southern fuel point. They obviously have no chance against the Stuart Light Tank without the Stuart getting sufficiently close. And there you go, Grenadiers almost annihilated up north here by VonIvan. Back in Batonchik's base, nothing further is transpiring. Also worth noting, so far we're not seeing any usage of the commander either. Compared to this VonIvan, who's got the assault engineers now equipped with the M2 flamethrower. Whatever happened to the M1 flamethrower? We don't talk about the M1. Okay. MG42 and Stuart Light Tank plus mortar fire here. Could be a wipe with the MG42 for Batonchik. Is unfortunate. In this case, though, Batonchik was quite fortunate. He was very fortunate. Pack 40 gets a shot there through the hedges. One squirrel, though, sent airborne right into the Stuart as well there. North Grenadiers on the move here for VonIvan, causing the Americans to brief. Consider the Germans were using squirrel-guided arm-piercing rounds for a very, very brief period of time. But that was quickly discarded. Route squad are being engaged here with the armoured car. Pioneers closing in the south here. Mortar and Assault basically they're seizing away Batonchik's fuel supply once more. And VonIvan here commits a second Stuart Light Tank here, calling in the full might of the cavalry to strike at the Krauts where they're not ready. And that's definitely a bold strategy, but 2 Stuarts can be fairly effective, though he will probably need some bazooka teams to back it up, but at the same time, it can be quite solid, but definitely requires your man. And VonIvan may just be that man. Here's 2 Stuarts, man, in cinemas, coming close to you in 2032. Starring, yeah, whoever's going to be popular there. Punch got there for Batonchik, thumbs up. Stuart there with 4 killed veterans in 1. South, the assault's been caught, but the armored car will have to retreat them. So second Stuart almost done here. Of course, trick will be to manage the 2 Stuarts correctly, and of course, not get them neatly wrecked, otherwise he's going to quickly undercut himself. But if he can sort of keep both Stuarts alive while pressuring here, Batonchik, he could swing the game possibly in his favour. Plus, in case his opponent does rush at the tank, I mean, he still has shell shock to at least keep the Stuarts somewhat alive. But there you go. Going here for the pack 4, the armoured car, they're going to drop. There you go. Sort of already extending here. The Stuart possibly going to lose it here. Again, sort of undercutting the possibility of them making any use of the 2 Stuarts. But narrowly saved here by a concrete wall. Close call there, though, for VonIvan. Second Stuart getting troops in the south here. Mortar firing down. Need to get that Stuart to safety. Pack 40 armoured car pursuing here. No. Oh, we do get Raptor with the 10 ring in there. Other Stuart here could threaten the southern flank here, or the fuel point. We'll see. But I imagine right now VonIvan's attention is very much laser focused on getting that Stuart safely back. Saving Stuart Tank. The sequel to Saving Private Ryan. Pioneers moving up there. Oh, and with no minesweepers, this could be the explosive finish he wanted. Well, they don't need minesweepers anyways, but still. Kaboom? Kaboom? No, no kaboom. That's a shame. Still almost fixed up here. Panzers cooked with the Gewehr 43. South here for now making slight progress here versus Batonchik. The center machine gun almost routed. Pioneers in trouble. There you go, trying to deal with the demo charge. Kind of a bit rubbish there for VonIvan. He just ends up being ruined by the Pioneers just because he wasn't paying attention. Definitely missed out on a wipe then, just ended up wasting munitions instead. Great for Batonchik though, I imagine he's sort of very relieved over that one. Going for second pack 40 here, probably thinking that if he tries to go for medium armor now, there's a chance the 2 Stuart light tanks in the hands of a dashing daredevil like VonIvan could overrun him and prevent him from going to, you know, see even like just the paint on the Panzers. So we can sort of see like the way, you know, going heavy on light vehicles can occasionally, like, you know, shift the way a metagame, otherwise, you know, game typically plays out. Like normally Batonchik would be pushing for medium armor at this point, but again the arrival. Okay, the arrival of 3 Stuart light tanks is, you know, basically changing the course on that one. That said, there's a double pack force going to be tough in particular map like Nexus. Then again, supported by smokes from the right place, VonIvan could make this work, but yowza, 3 Stuart light tanks. Now there's a strategy you don't see very often. I mean, double Stuart is like really rare. Like double T-70s occasionally have, but double Stuart is like, and triple Stuart is, you know, definitely the point where you might want to see a physician. Going to move forward here, pushing back the mortar. So, can VonIvan manage the 3 Stuart light tanks? Can he leverage them sufficiently well versus Batonchik? And if he can, this could still, you know, win in the game because they can deal a lot of damage to the infantry and the armored car. Theoretically, they could even like challenge a single medium tank if they like swarm it. So it's like, you know, possible though. I definitely not recommend this. I would definitely not recommend this. There you go, dubbing in 1 Stuart. Second Stuart arriving here, going for the armored car. Second Stuart here, I imagine Batonchik's going, Scheiße. So he got 2 leichte Panzers. And then once the third arrives, he's going, Scheiße, that's 3. Have they lost their mind? Have they gone Wahnsinn? Almost got one of the pack 40's got the armored car. The Stuart is still alive, by the way. Almost got both packs. At least one of the packs here. Infantry caught up here. Other troops not fingering the mortar not where. We go pack wiped up, recruit up here by Batonchik. No survival relies on those pack being up. There we go. 2 Stuarts done. In fact, 1 abandoned. Whoops. About to lose the 3rd Stuart. Oh dear, this just turned into a complete disaster for VonIvan. I mean, he might have broken through the center here of Batonchik to a degree, but well, if he gets the machine gun and the pack 40 and denies the Stuart there to Batonchik, it might still be kind of counted as a victory, but a very, very expensive, fairly Pyrrhic one. There we go. I mean, still the infantry and some smoke there should have been deployed, but the mortar there, I think in that case he could have broken Batonchik there, but you know, he still did a lot of damage, but I have to say I don't think that was quite worth it, but it looked really spectacular, I'm sure you'll agree. I mean, you very rarely see like a free Stuart light tank charge like that, and I imagine he completely threw off Batonchik for sure, but yeah. Could have been executed a bit better there, but even then, like, Batonchik has suffered substantial losses, like he's down to just a pack 40 now versus VonIvan, who now has an MG42 and a pack. But yeah, that's definitely not a usual Wehrmacht versus Americans matchup there. VonIvan will have to setting up in the near future, going for 5th cal himself. So Paul McCall there being built by Batonchik and the very much surprised 2nd Panzer Division there, having been on the receiving end there for VonIvan's armoured assault there. Assault is moving north, heading northwards. Troops enforcing healing, packs and machine guns, all getting ready to fight the crowds. I mean, crucially, there's also all that's happening when VonIvan's just been getting more and more fuel here versus Batonchik, so I mean, theoretically, it could sort of argue he sort of came out ahead on that one to a degree, but still could have been executed better. But either way, though, it's very exciting. Anyways, Batonchik is about to have his revenge here with a Panther Force on the way, though, of course, VonIvan with a Pack 40 won't be completely blindsided by it, and he can soon begin taking up himself, and that way he's not going to be too far away from tanks, either because he still has very good map control, which probably alongside the Pack 40 and MG42 means, again, this was not a completely wasteful assault, but I'd still not recommend it. Just saying. I would not recommend that. Panzer vs. Rifle Squad up close to the G for defeat inside the building. Absolutely rip apart the riflemen there. And so they were just made out of socks. Rifle Squad's the Grenadiers. We've got the 5th cal joining up on the mortar, turning in against the Germans as well. Their Panzer there dodging through all the fire and going straight here for the support weapons, leaving VonIvan's southwestern flank here precariously exposed like a cake teetering on a railway cart table in the 90s. This one's going straight for the Panzer. They got bomb grenade off, they're blowing apart some squirrels, but no Americans. Blizzard going straight for the Pack 4 and the Grenadiers of North, their point being seized. And there you go, Batonchik here with a Panther 4. VonIvan is taking up here. Players as ever as the Grenadiers up close to the mines, but they're aware of useful versus mines is less useful against guys with an MG42. Going to move straight to the 5th cal here. That's going to be a win there for the 5th cal crew. Friedrich there drops dead and is quickly retreated. Got the Major halfway down there for VonIvan. Going to flanking the 5th cal here. Rifle grenade off and get some kills in there. Panther 4 almost done there for Batonchik and the 2nd Panzer Division. But soon VonIvan will be able to head back with tanks. We can even like rush out an M10 tank destroyer here versus Batonchik. That's why it's called the Wolverine. Apparently no one really knows. Apparently it wasn't really called during the war, so it might have been an after-war thing. Who knows? Maybe it's just like someone selling a mortal kill and just like, you know, well, we've got to give it a name. How about Wolverine? Brilliant! I mean, I'd not be surprised if that turns out to be the case of the Wolverine name. But anyways. Who's the gun do you see? Quickly pressing one squad, but there's another squad on the flank in there. Go rifle grenades, more MG42 fire. Task Force VonIvan to pull back his MG42. In the south there, Grenadiers back supporting a Panther push here into the south here against VonIvan's southern flank. With the Pack 40 theoretically within range, but won't be able to have them. They do have a mining by VonIvan. Like, thumbs up to VonIvan and his mining here versus Batonchik. Very solid stuff there. Rifle Squad being mowed down here by Batonchik. Up north, we got the gunners bringing the Rifle Squad here. I think they've been mining, or they're just sort of standing about pretending they've mined. Gaining the ace level there. Very good. I mean, VonIvan still has excellent map control versus Batonchik here, by the way. So it only shows the power of, like, you know, some more light vehicular focused strategies, as long as you know what you're doing. Or at least you know enough about what you're doing. As soldiers the Grenadiers tearing through them. Almost got these soldiers wiped out. The Pack 40 sitting up against the Panther 4. Good shot there through the side armor. Reinforcements here going on the way there. No tanks down for VonIvan, but there you go. He does go for the M10 tank destroyer. Pioneers almost right there. Mortar hit there. Fun fact about the M10 in British servers was known as the Achilles. That was both versions, including the one with the 3-inch gun and the 17-pounder gun. So, little fun fact there. Back gun is reinforcing. Another Panther 4 there for Batonchik and the German army. Die Deutsche Wehrmacht. Grand Northern Point here. Troops heading out here from the base in small numbers. As VonIvan reorganises and prepares for the next great big assault against Nazism. M10 almost done there for VonIvan. Mortar caught by Batonchik's bow grenadiers here. Punching the rad by the Rifle Squad. The Rifle Squad all tends retreating. We do get the tank destroyer out here. We got the MD-42s, the grenadiers, quickly suppressing them. Panther 4 at the ready here for Batonchik. Second one almost done. So there you go, tank destroyer ready. Based off the Sherman chassis, would also same chassis will also serve as the basis for the M36 tank destroyer. 40 there being flanked with this and mowed down, close being wiped out. But there you go, MD-42 saved today there for VonIvan's beleaguered pack crew. It was also not uncommon for the 5th cal or for the M10 to have like a 5th cal mounted backwards to help deal with aircraft, but it was not particularly useful against infantry. Going to in the south there, hitting a mine, taking several losses. Panther 4 there being fixed up. Panzer sitting out there for Batonchik space. VonIvan being surprisingly passive right now. I'm guessing they're trying to build up his forces for another push here versus Batonchik, rather than just rushing in the M10 blindly. But he's keeping it ready here to, of course, deal with any German panzers during the counter-attack. Major moving forwards. Then he's going to coming up from the Rifle Squad. The bars blazing into them. Panzer pushing forwards against the Major up north point here being seized by the Rifle Squad. Rushing in with the M10. There you go. He's going for flanking speed to run them over. Because in America, speed means death. And of course, misuse of military equipment is quite common. In fact, the Americans, high command got really upset with the crews using them, like, for other stuff than destroying tanks. That, by the time they had done, they actually removed like half of all the tank destroyers, replaced them with anti-tank guns in their tank destroyer battalions, like teach the troops a lesson about, like, appropriate use of equipment, which of course backfired on them spectacularly when the Germans attacked. There goes 20 back for the 2 Panther 4s here. VonIvan's little M10 rush there is going to backfire and spectacular. It's going to cost him the tank destroyer here. That could have been handled, I think, a lot better than VonIvan. Cost him the M10 without really doing anything against the Batonchik's men. Now we've got this one trying to do with guns, but some large swarm of infantry falling up here, and the Panther 4s are basically just ripping apart here VonIvan's front line like it's made out of, like, teddy bears. Rifle Squad there being pushed back here as well. Pack 4 being destroyed here by the Panther 4s. VonIvan's center has been decimated here by Batonchik. No mercy is shown as the second Panzer Division just rips right through. And there you go, another M10 for VonIvan. We'll have to connect to keep someone alive. Bazookas there being emerged in quick position. There go up at the Panther 4. One shot went from up north here. 5th car being outmaneuvered here by the Panther Guns and the East. Rifle Squad trying to do what they can, but I fear they're going to have to retreat it for VonIvan. In fact, it might even be too late with all these German troops ripping into it. And there you go, wiping out the 5th car crew there. A huge blow there to VonIvan, and a great steal here for Batonchik. In fact, it might just get even better for him as he's about to wipe out the Rifle Squad there, which would be a slap across the face here on VonIvan. Troops reinforcing healing. MD-4 sitting out there. Panther 4's escaping here, at least trying to escape with a damaged engine. M10 almost done. And looks like the Rifle Squad made it out at the beginning. The 5th cal has fallen into German hands. Batonchik here going for the Sturmgeschütz 3 als G in response here to the Americans bringing in the tank destroyers. Bazooka team there in the prowl for that Panther 4. Could up into the building there, I think fire some rockets from a safe position. There we go. Almost got it. Almost got it. Stuck near with the Pathfinder, which could allow. Yeah, we go. Main gun out. We just need to follow up a bit more and then take out the Panther 4. Still, Batonchik is quickly occupying that. And there you go. Other Panther 4 and Trouble M10 moving in here. And there you go. Got it. Batonchik here in an emergency calls in the Luftwaffe to save his Bratwurst. And there you go. Pushes out VonIvan there with combined arms from both the Panther 4, the pack, and the Luftwaffe, causing intense damage here to the tank destroyer. VonIvan is narrowly able to salvage here from the long Teutonic reach of the Luftwaffe. Large quarter flanking the 5th Cav could almost wipe it out, but narrowly falls a bit short there of the full goal. Oh, actually very close with the assault units assisting at 12 kills, ace level. Really close call there for Batonchik. Really close. Stuart's ready. M10 there being not being fixed up actually. She's back at base there now. The crew had himself a nice cup of hot chocolate with some whiskey in it. Brings down the southern point. Bring in the bazooka team to assist with the repairs. Ralph Court getting ready. I imagine for now it's going to go for more tanks to help deal with the Panther Force and the Stug. We got 176 with 18 for now. Still has a very good victory point leader for Batonchik, but in other ways, he's starting to fall a bit behind here against the Germans. So he definitely needs to fight a bit more judiciously against the Krauts. Bit more judiciously. Panther on the move here though. Batonchik is on the offensive. Powered by Blitzkrieg. On to Panzerschokolade. M10 opens up and the Panther full fails to hit their Panzer, then send a close route up with the artillery. They do survive the encounter with United Artillery Corps. Well, little gifts. Back hits reinforcing. M10 heading southwards here. Raft squad spawning in there. We got 154 with 18. Will he go for another M10? Will he go for Sherman? Will he go for the Bulldozer Sherman? He does in fact go for more M10s here. Trying to crash them against the M10 is really good at. In fact, he's also really good at in Companies 1. To the point where people just spam M10s, just start running over German infantry. So, little fun fact there. And we're going to get the bazooka team here. Quick return in with some bazooka hits. I imagine M10 shoots bounces though. Bazooka team gets one shot through. Stug on the prowl here, backed up with the Panzerabwehrkanone. Raubsquad, somebody's moving in there. Panzer being routed here. Soon. M10 shoots, misses the Stug. Second M10 almost on. Panzer from the machine crew here. Good hit by the Stug on the M10. Anti-tank rifle goes off a bit too quickly there. Still, Stug that gets too close. Bit of a mistake there. Batonchik allowing the M10 too quickly outmaneuver it. Kinda. Takes a bit the wrong path. Here we go. Flanking speed. They almost got the Stug. And there you go. Pop. Goes the Weasel. A bit of blood to the Batonchik. He's suddenly outnumbered in terms of armor. Though again, his is a Panther 4. The opponent's is tank destroyers. So again, they are tank destroyers. They're suspiciously good at running of infantry. But there you go. Forgot about the packs, which Batonchik managed to put into good position. Knocking out the M10 there and cooking up the munitions. Good kill for Batonchik, who's still then far ahead here for now in terms of force control. The victory points wise, he is still trailing behind the Americans, and he's trying to catch up. Oh dear, now that's really bad here for Phenomenon. He's lost both the support weapons in. There we go. Batonchik and the 2nd Panzer Division reclaims the lost MD-42. And there you go, pops up the vehicle to clear out the 50 cal. Wow, that was pretty smart there to a degree. There's about to risk losing the M10 to the packs, but yeah, that was less, I guess, great. I mean, obviously, we expect the pack 4 to be close, but I mean, I like the idea of just quickly popping up, using the chomps to host the 5th cal and get it back, but obviously not worth an M10 tank destroyer. Like, you know, had you put it further bit back there, you know, I think it would have made it work, but I mean, on paper, it was a nice idea. Reality, again, the double packs made it really bad. But I like the idea of it. I like the spirit of it. But by now, Batonchik and the Germans are, I think, significantly further ahead. Phenomenon is in a really tight spot. He is definitely hitting back. He's utilising his firepower as aggressively as he can versus Batonchik. But there's definitely, I think, increasing slip-ups happening here, which Batonchik is more than happy to exploit here versus VonIvan. Panther Force sitting out there for Batonchik. 5th cal holding up here. Ralph Squad catching the grenades by the southern fuel point. Assault units on the move here as well. Panther 4 there. Opening up the Ralph Squad. M10 number, I think, 4 there out for VonIvan. Assault comes straight for the Gunleys here, and up close they are easily able to overcome them. Bazooka team pursuing the Panther 4. And going for an Ostwind here. And another wipe on VonIvan. His men are taking rather serious casualties by now. North hitting the point. We've got S-mines off as well here somewhere by Batonchik, though I'm not, at least it sounded like S-mines. Guess it was here. Graham Northern victory point. We got 154 to 203. But I'm probably at this point figuring that he's going to be his best bet. Is going to be winning on victory points against Batonchik, which is definitely not a bad idea. We got more mines here, but for now, thumbs up. 5th got catching the Grenadier squads here. There you go, both squads are pressed. Got air support ready again for Batonchik. It's going to make things tough here for VonIvan's remaining M10 tank destroyer. But yeah, what would happen is they basically just use it like, you know, as an assault gun, basically firing high explosive shells at enemy troops as well there and stuff like that. And again, High Command was not particularly keen on them being used directly for that. So, little fun fact about the M10 and its history. So, Bazooka teaming out for VonIvan. 150 versus 196. Batonchik is now closing the gap between the two in terms of victory points. So VonIvan is definitely looking to increase that gap. North route goes to the Grenadiers. Soldiering up the rear, some things suppressed here. M10 holding back. Heavy Panzer Corps there for Batonchik and Deutschland. Guessing a Sturmpanzer, perhaps a Panther. You could even be playing for a Tiger take here, I guess. We'll have to see if that works. At the same time, going for something big like this obviously gives VonIvan more time to, like, you know, turn the game around again. So it's a bit risky here. It's a bit risky, but at the same time, if it works out, it could also arguably in some ways lock out VonIvan from the match here. There's definitely some consideration that need to be made before going for tier 4 in a situation like this, or tier 4 in general, really. Sturmpanzer for Batonchik. Clearly not concerned about the 1M10, he's more focused on just crashing VonIvan's remaining infantry forces, and that way clearing a path for Deutschland towards victory. Panther 4, they're close to victory. We've got Bazooka Team Raft Squad moving up the centre here, going for the Panther 4 alongside the M10, but Batonchik do a great job screening it with his infantry against VonIvan. He also, I think, got mines with possibly. Is he sweeping for them? There you go. He's sweeping. Panther with the damaged engine. Raft Squad, they're flanked up behind, being caught by the East Panzer. The M10 opening up the Panther for the shot. Bounces though. Sturmpanzer's almost done. There you go. Bit of light hits there. Panther fast doing some damage. Flanking speed here. He wants that Panther 4 dead. But he forgets about the packs. But Batonchik does not. Costing here for VonIvan his M10 going for another one, but at this point the situation seems like more like he's just feeding resources into a hole. He's actually like inflicting any significant damage on Batonchik. Like, he needs to get rid of these Pack 40s. He wants to keep using those M10s, I think, because at this point the Pack 40s are just eliminating a lot of VonIvan stuff at a pace faster than can really replace it. Sturmpanzer, there's that here for Batonchik, equipped with 150mm howitzer. Ready to just blast apart any Americana. And there we go. Something is quickly routed, almost wiped out. In fact, as the mine almost takes out the survivors. Another mortar for VonIvan. I mean, 2 mortars can be quite powerful in the right hands, but I think for VonIvan, he should have gone for this sooner rather than, you know, at this point of the match. But, like, you know, on paper, you know, on a more theoretical level, like, having 2 mortars, if you can make use of the barrage ability efficiently enough, it's not like a half-back choice. I would say on a map like this, double mortars could be quite effective. It's just, again, rather late to the party here against Batonchik, but at this point it's been rolling out Sturmpanzers versus VonIvan. Got it by the Sturmpanzer and then 10 up north point, the big city of the Rifle Squad. 136 to 175 here. Rifle Squad was the Grenadier. VonIvan still has the lead here over the Germans, but again, it is a gap that is slowly closing here by every passing moment as Batonchik and the 2nd Panzerdivision reclaims more territory for das Vaterland. But yeah, VonIvan is definitely in a very, very sticky situation versus the Germans. Panther for this game made 2 Schützen added. The Schützen were initially added to help deal with anti-tank rifle fire, but apparently also just help protect the tanks from the side shots a bit better as well than average. But also turned out later they were actually fairly effective versus, you know, heat-shaped chance like bazookas and whatnot. Thing is though, they were kind of heavy, so they moved over to wire mesh because, you know, basically applied the same level of protection as the armored side skirts against, you know, bazookas and whatnot, but was lighter and took less resources to, you know, use. A little fanfare. There we go. There we go. Batonchik shows he too can crush infantry, wipes the Rifle Squad with the Panther 4. Got the Bazooka team to try and deal with the Panther 4. We got an Osprey almost done there for Batonchik. At this point, though, it does seem like VonIvan's chance of winning this are fairly minute here. As Batonchik here and the 2nd Panzerdivision are surgically decimating VonIvan's forces here. Getting the M10 there fixed up again. More taking northwards here, but just the Germans at the door there off VonIvan's base. And they're not coming to borrow some milk. Or sugar or whatever you want to, like, ask to borrow for. So they're going to the base. They're trying to take out the M10 crew perhaps, or at least the ambulance, which, thanks to the bonus that gets out of the base, takes 150 with a high explosive shell and somehow survives. There we go. Ambulance down there. Crews nearby almost wiped out. Bunker busting barrage inside of VonIvan's base here. Batonchik's fury knows no bounds. Last they're going for the M10. Grenades could also assist with the Panther Faust here. At this point, I think it's safe to say it is very much GG. VonIvan is beyond the point of recovery, of salvation. The chances of VonIvan pulling through this one, I think, are significantly non-existent. Ostman trying to take out the M10. Can it do it? Maybe, maybe not. Actually took out the M10 tank just over that Ostman. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, at this point, it's just game over here. And there you go, another unit wiped here. VonIvan is kaput. Deutschland stands supreme on the battlefield. So there we go, GG game over here. A loss for VonIvan, a victory for Batonchik. A absolutely furious and fast-paced match here with a lot of light tanks, which you generally don't see. But again, we sort of saw here, you know, the potential they can do if you just, you know, support them a bit better. I think again, VonIvan could actually possibly have won right then and there. But again, the lack of smoke and infantry support to support the Stuart light tanks, I think, ensured that Batonchik actually had a chance to fight back against VonIvan, slow turn the game around. But still, I would say it was a fairly interesting match with some definitely non-meta gameplay there. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. And of course, consider donating or pledging on Patreon if this is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.